Hello everyone, in this video we are going to go through Css Selectors. A CSS selector selects the HTML elements you want to style. And for this video I'm going to use VS Code as my code editor. And if you need to learn more about VS Code, you can watch my videos and find the links in the description below. Moreover, I'm also using this index.html. There isn't anything fancy in it, just a very basic HTML document, and let me show you how it looks. And here it is. Let me add h1 here, and I'm gonna type in here CSS Selectors. Let's save, and we can divide CSS selectors into 5 categories: simple selectors, combinator selectors, pseudo class selectors, pseudo element selectors, and attribute selectors. Let's start with simple selectors first. First of all, we'll discuss the element selector. Element selector selects HTML elements based on the element name. Let's add paragraph here. I'm going to type in here, this is a paragraph. Let's save, and I'm going to style it internally. Come to your head tag and type in here style tag, and within a style tag I'm gonna add a name of the element that I'm gonna style, which is paragraph tag. Let's make it lowercase, alright. Let's save, and I'm gonna give a reference of this paragraph tag here within a style tag p with parentheses, and I'm gonna give a CSS property of text align center, and I'm also gonna give it color of red. Hit save, and you just keep observing the changes over here after I save my work. Alright, now let's move to CSS Id Selector. The Id Selector uses the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element. The ID of an element is unique within a page, so the ID Selector is used to select one unique element. To select an element with a specific ID, write a hash character followed by the ID of the element. Let's say I'm gonna remove this styling from here, and I'm gonna give our paragraph an ID, and the value would be para1. Hit save. Now you can give a reference of this ID here in your styling. Just type in here hash character followed by a parenthesis, and I'm gonna give CSS property text align center. Go to the next line, and the color of the paragraph would be, let's say, slate blue. Hit save, and it doesn't work because I forgot to add here our ID, which is para1. Hit save. Now please be remembered that an ID name cannot start with a number. You can also type in here the class selector. The class selector selects HTML elements with a specific class attribute. To select elements with a specific class, write a period character followed by the class name. Now if I change this attribute ID to class, hit save. Now we don't have any styling here because we referenced here ID, and if you need to give a reference of this class, just remove this hash from here and type in here period. Hit save and our styling is back again. You can also specify that only specific HTML elements should be affected by a class. Let me give an example. Let me delete this extra spaces from here for proper visibility. And I'm gonna take another paragraph. Let's say I'm gonna copy this class from here and paste it here with this h1. Hit save and now you see this styling is applied to both of these elements because they share the same class name para1. Now you can specify that this paragraph element should be affected by this class styling, and you can do this just by adding here p, hit save, and boom. HTML elements can also refer to more than one class. Let me give an example of it. Let me delete this paragraph for now, and I'm also gonna delete this styling from here. Hit save. We don't have anything here now. I'm gonna add in here a paragraph, and let's say type in here this paragraph will be displayed in red and center aligned. Let's come to the, let me word wrap my editor. Alright, I'm gonna take another paragraph tag and I'm gonna type in here this paragraph will be in red, center aligned, and in large font size. And you can achieve this. Let me delete this extra space from here. Let's come back to your style tag and I'm gonna type in here first. Let's copy this class from here and paste it here and here. Hit save, nothing changes. Now let's reference this para1 parenthesis, and this should be displayed in red and center aligned. So I'm gonna color this paragraph as red as well as text aligned to the center. Hit save. Now all of these three elements sharing the same class, that's why they are turned to red and they are all center aligned. But the difference here in this last paragraph, that this should be large in font size, and you can add in here another class to achieve this task. Let's say large. I'm going to copy this class and give a reference here dot class parenthesis curly braces. Then I'm going to type in here font size to be large. No, let's make it larger or double XL. Hit save. I typed here class. Let's copy this class from here and type here and paste it in here. hit save, and you see that all of these elements share paragraph 1, but here we have got another class specified here in our last paragraph, and which is large. So that's why this styling is shared by all the 3 elements, whereas this styling is shared by this element only. Now if you need to select all HTML elements on the page, you can select it with star or asterisk followed by curly braces, and let's say I'm gonna give a font family to Arial, hit save. Now I'm gonna give a border to this heading. Let's type in here h1 curly braces and border. The first value would be in pixels, let's say 10 pixels. The second value should be the type, it would be solid, and the third value would be color can be black. Hit save, and here we have a border around this heading, and if you want to share this styling to all of these 3 elements, so there is a shortcut. You can put a comma here and type the element, hit save. Now this border is shared with all of these 3 elements, and this technique is called grouping the selectors. Now let's talk about comments. Comments are used to explain the code and may help when you edit the source code at the later date. Comments are ignored by browsers. A CSS comment is placed inside this style tag, and let's say I'm gonna type in here this border style is shared by h1 and p tag. Hit save, and you don't see it here, but just press and hold Control or Command / and this way you can comment out your line of code, and you can add comments wherever you want. Let's say you can add comment here as well. Just type in here let's say set border, and if I now press Control or Command / it comments out all of the code. I'm gonna press Control or Command Z and just type in here / and star, / and star, and it should also end here with the star and the / Let's save, and here it is. Alright, and that ends the video here. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.